It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 307. Tom Crawford, my longtime broadcast partner, Blue Belly Tom, spanning 17 seasons. He is the most frequent panelist in our first 306 shows. He was sitting in this chair last week as a host when I was in Beijing, and he is a creator of the new Crawford Podcasting Network. And Tom, 3 weeks from tonight, Michigan and Michigan State should both be 1-0.
I would think. I hope.
Off and running,
I'm
right?
pretty confident. And we missed you last week, Jack. We really did. And there was no fights. Rico and I were sane, and Lindsay broke it up maybe a little bit, and we were all set. But we really missed you, and great to have you back. And I'm sure you had a superb trip.
The show looked great. You didn't have to call law enforcement.
Not that time.
He is his own law enforcement.
I gotcha. All right. Want to welcome in Dale Beard. We call him Best Available Beard on a night like this. And he is, of course, a state champion from 1977 Everett Vikings. Standout player the following year after some players had departed, one in particular. And he is an FOE, a lifelong friend of Irvin Johnson. Also gave me one of my great surprises of the year with Earl's Celebration of Life. Still don't know exactly how you pulled that off, but you could be an actor. You had me fooled.
Well, you know, money does a lot of things.
Exactly. Oh, that was a great afternoon over at Reno's East.
Appreciate it.
And Lindsay Huddleston is here. He is the creator of Sports Psychology Solutions. He is a regular Thursday contributor to The Drive with Jack. He was the key guy in 10 Moneyball broadcasts from Aim High on the Spotlight Radio Network. Lindsay, thanks for all the things you did this summer to make Moneyball possible.
Thank you. It was great working with you, working with the great team, and even when you were gone with these guys, Dale came in and helped us out a lot.
Yeah.
Got to talk to Tom a lot, so it was great working with everybody, and I appreciate your support with that.
And you hit the goal. We
did.
talked about 100 interviews.
We did. I was hustling hard.
Wow.
I was hustling hard, Jack. I didn't want to let you down, and I'm glad you got to get that information, so we did do it.
Wow.
Didn't quite get the record for interviews in Chicago at the Big Ten.
Yeah,
Tom,
we're
you
close.
and I, our record is still there by one.
That's going to stay by itself.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
But 100 interviews over the course of the summer. That was a pretty special time. I think everyone will love it. And Team Citron. I didn't have to see that, so my eyes are open.
Yeah.
That bright green-yellow.
Yeah, they did
Marcus
really
Bingham
good.
was spectacular.
Yeah, I think this is one of these summers you're going to look back and look at what Markey did, and that confidence is showing. He was building things for his confidence bank, and that should really help him this season.
We will be back in just a minute. A lot of college football conversations. We're getting ready for the season. We're going to start out with Going Green from Graf Chevrolet up next.
Hike. Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Do you find it difficult to hear clearly? Don't miss out on life's biggest moments. At Audiology and Hearing Services, we'll help you clearly and comfortably hear everything you've been missing. Our highly skilled team will discuss your hearing needs and fit you with our top quality, easy to use, personalized hearing aids. Call us to schedule your hearing assessment today. Audiology and Hearing Services. Improve your hearing, improve your life.
You work hard for your money and you deserve to keep it. Why pay $199 to jumpstart your insurance for 7 days when you can start a 6-month policy for less? 30 days with Stop One Insurance costs less than 7 days with them. Everyone approved, no matter your driving history. Guaranteed. Call today, save today.
Have you experienced the comfort of a well-fitting bra? Visit Bras That Fit for the support your body deserves. With sizes in stock from 32A to 54K. We carry the perfect fit for all seasons, from elegant styles to sportswear, swimwear, and more. For the perfect fit, come see us at Bras That Fit.
I'm gonna put a weapon on you. Bring it, little dude.
Stop your kids from fighting after you pass away with a will or trust that spells out your wishes. We protect you, your family, and your wallet. Call Crenshaw Peterson today for a free consultation.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
For 105 years, the Graf family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graf Anniversary Sale.
And you're getting the present.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Trax, just $148 per month, and Equinox, just $192 per month. Or get a Silverado Crew Cab, just $252 per month.
It's the Graf Anniversary Sale going on at every Graf dealership.
Dad, where the heck am I?
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment. Brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 105 years in the automobile business, and Graf Nissan, next door in West Grand River and Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
I think they're experienced. Naylor's a sophomore, but the other guys are very experienced. I think they fit right in with those great wide receiver groups that we've had in the past. They've got to be able to make plays, make those 50-50 catches, and I've seen them all do that on a continuous basis. So we're looking forward to that being a strength of our football team offensively, and it should be. Beyond that, I think C.J. Hayes has taken a step forward. We moved Julian Barnett over there. I think we've got Cam Chambers back, who's got experience. Julian Barnett's over there, and he's impressed. Reese Nelson's got game experience, made some plays last year. Another guy that was injured. I think all of our wide receivers were injured at some point in time. But so looking forward to that being a strength of our football team. That's for the young guys as well.
There you see Mark D'Antonio at Media Day and talking about the receiving corps. Never seen a situation where 9 receivers play in the first half of games. That's what happens when you have all the injuries that Michigan State did, but didn't get to address the running backs there. Lindsey, D'Antonio has said he wants a back who can carry the ball 200 times, which is less than half of the 419 carries Lorenzo White had as a sophomore in 1985. But it's often said that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any. Is the same true at running back? Do you need the workhorse, or is depth there a big asset?
I think depth is an asset, but, Coach D'Antonio's mantra is competition. So having people that can go back and forth with each other, I think is really important. Not to the degree when you have a horse race for the leader who's going to be your quarterback, but it's good to let these guys know that if they compete, there's going to be an opportunity, and that's great for the football culture.
Tom Crawford, are you okay with the running back by committee set up, or do you want one guy who is the horse and he's going to be there for you every game?
Well, it depends on the situation of the particular team, and with this you need the committee because the horse is not there. Yep. I mean, Connor Hayward's a good back and everything, but he's didn't have that breakaway speed. Ladarius Jefferson, 1 year from high? I mean, he was a quarterback in high school.
Correct.
He played 1 year at tailback. Anthony Williams Jr. is a freshman coming in. Is he going to play? I don't. It's going to be interesting, and also Elijah Collins been hearing a lot about the redshirt freshman. Not sure about Brandon Wright, but I would just see who's hot, early on. And you have Tulsa, you can find that out and move forward from that, and not just get stuck on we got to go with one feature back.
When your offensive line is performing, then sometimes you can get away with a little bit more back there. But Michigan and Michigan State, both, some questions at running back might have multiple contributors.
Right, and I think that's what it's going to take. And then there's always the injury bug. You got to get depth. You have to have depth at all positions, particularly running back.
Dale, should we be more concerned if there is not a guy? We're used to great backs, and you can go back not just Lorenzo, but Blake Ezor, and then Duckett, and you go back even through the second Duckett.
Right.
And you've had guys, Javon Ringer, who have carried it over and over, and it's been all that you've heard over the PA system. Now you might have guys. Hey, you got one guy up there, Brandon Wright, and he's learning his way around campus right now.
Wow. Well, just to piggyback off of what Tom said here, you have to have somebody that's going to be hot at that time, and somebody that's going to be there.
Yeah.
When those injuries happen, you have to say, okay. You can't feel sorry for the team or the coach. You just have to make sure you pick up from there. So you got to have some kind of backup, when you're in those situations. So.
And it might be that guy who can block that might play. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's
right.
a big entity that people don't even think about.
And that was one of the things with Ladarius Jefferson. He started to get it, but he had been a quarterback. He never had to block for himself. So suddenly, he's in a little
all new
different
territory.
situation.
Right.
What about the psychology of this, Lindsey? And all these guys, you come in and you're a back, you've been a star, you're used to getting it, and now you're either not getting it at all or you're just getting it in situations. You've got to be ready and stay ready.
This is definitely something of note. You talk about 3 freshmen right there. These guys were big men on campus in high school. Now they have to go through the transition of even coming to be a college student. So you hope they can transition well. Only time will tell, and it's probably another advantage of having several players to choose from based on who makes the transition and when.
And when you think about backs in the Big Ten, Tom, there are teams that have done it both ways.
Right.
There are teams that have won with a stud. And there are teams that have had maybe a passing down back, they've had a short yardage back, they've had a feature back, so a lot of different ways to get it done.
But I mean, in Wisconsin usually has that one feature back, and then and he might get hurt, and then the next guy comes in as good as him. You know, I mean, it depends on. But it's not like 30 years ago when you had that one guy like Lowe and everything.
Yeah.
Now the offenses are more sophisticated and intricate, and maybe there's more players required in that.
Well, some people think if you get in the rhythm of the game by the fourth quarter, you're smooth. But I also think that if you haven't played, you're fresh. You come into the game, you've got a little bit more in the tank.
Right.
I also like the idea that you have depth there, because if you rely on the one back, no matter how good he is, and he gets injured in game 10, good luck the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
We're going to focus on the University of Michigan up next, and lots to talk about in Ann Arbor. Jim Harbaugh and 2 high-profile coordinators up next.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin to the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
Welcome, everyone, to the epicenter. Come on in. The role of the modern-day church is absolutely critical because it fills a void in our community that no other institution can. No matter what your issues or questions in life, I want you to email me at thelovedoctor517@gmail.com, and you'll get your answers during our Love Doctor Bounce Back TV segments. I'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Chaz with Holt Diamonddale Insurance Agency. As an independent agent, I rely on Auto Owners Insurance to provide comprehensive coverage for your small business. Locally headquartered here in Lansing, Michigan, Auto Owners provides great coverage to your bar, restaurant, or brewery.
Illuminate your home with Capital Lighting of East Lansing. Our beautiful selection of fixtures will make your whole house shine. We have thousands of styles and finishes available, from modern looks to classic designs. Visit today at Capital Lighting of East Lansing, where bright ideas begin.
This is, I really am feeling like 2019 special for a lot of reasons. Players, mainly I really like these players that we have. I think they really want to make Michigan great and make themselves great. High drive guys. And also the coaching staff. This, to me, is the best coaching staff that we have been around, that we've had at Michigan. I talked about Josh Gaddis. I'll talk about Don Brown, who is as good a coach as I've ever coached with. There is no better coach I've coached with than Don Brown. He is all in. He is totally driven. And also Ed Warner did a great job for us last year as offensive line coach. Our run game improved. Our pass protection was better. We gave up less sacks. We saw the players improve a lot individually and collectively.
There you see Jim Harbaugh in Chicago, Big Ten football media days. One thing we know, Jim Harbaugh loves his staff. And how can he say anything else, right? He's not going to get up and say, well, we got some concerns with our coaching staff. But Tom, have you ever seen a situation where two coordinators have been as talked about before the season? I'm hearing a lot more about Josh Gaddis and Don Brown than I am some of the players.
Yeah, well, Josh Gaddis, and he actually, ironically, this week, he was posed a question about, hey, you don't call the plays like you have brought up. You don't have any experience as a coordinator. He says, well, go ask Mike Locksley, who drew those plays up for him last year. So, he's a creator. Maybe not so much the caller, but when you have Josh Gaddis and you have Don Brown, who's very flamboyant, very successful. Right. That's why Jim Harbaugh is just raving about these guys. And I've never, in the 4 years prior, Jack, have never seen Jim Harbaugh so positive and boisterous about this team ever before. Maybe it'll work this time because he really hasn't in the past. When you really look at what he said going into the season, it's kind of like he doesn't really boast about expectations. This is different this year, and this is what's getting a lot of people's attention.
Do you think Jim Harbaugh had a conversation with Don Brown after the 63 points that Ohio State put up and said, look, big guy, we're paying you $1.5 million or whatever it is.
Well, I know.
We need some better.
I still am stuck in that Ohio State game. The Florida game, I don't even pay attention because when Michigan loses to Ohio State, they're 7-16 in the bowl game after. So they get that hangover. So I don't even count the Florida game.
Dale, let's take a look at the Wolverines' win records the last 8 seasons, and that would be 4 under Brady Hoke and 4 under Jim Harbaugh. U of M's been very consistent of late. You can look at those 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3, but they haven't been the leaders and best. Why not?
I think, some coaches sometimes they say that because they didn't recruit those players, and then they say, well, wait till we get the guys I want. Okay. And so I think they kind of get stuck with some of those players, and then that's where you get the, okay, well, wait till his players come, and then we can see what happens. But I think when you are on a scholarship, it doesn't matter. You should be
You get a scholarship to Michigan, you must be.
And this is year, so to Dale's point, this is year number 5.
Right.
So this is,
Which is why you projected back the day that Harbaugh.
Exactly. You got to get that 5th.
He's going to be in the playoff, right?
There's no excuses.
There's no excuses
from this point forward.
Lindsay, when a program has a conference best 42 championships, that's what Michigan has, and that is astronomical when you think about it. But they haven't tasted a title since 2004. How do you explain that, and how hard is it for a fan base to adjust to it?
I think it's very difficult. If you have a fan base that's used to these wins and that success, it's really interesting to see what can happen. Tom, I need you to put your ear to the door next time to see if they invoke that history and that knowledge when they have those big games. Right. Because if they do and they don't beat Ohio State, they're not talking about it. They need to stop talking about it. But maybe they need to talk about it more. Maybe they need to talk about that history more to engage their fan base, because obviously something needs to be done to get them going.
Well, of the last 8 years, Hoke and Harbaugh each have one win over. Hoke has a win over Ohio State. Harbaugh does not. They each have one bowl win, and Hoke had the 11-win season and then the decline after that. So we'll be back in just a minute. We'll talk about the Big Ten up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither. But the Husqvarna Auto Mower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine.
the Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we are your one-stop shop for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
Get in the saving zone at Capital Honda because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Monticello's is your local specialty marketplace offering the finest, freshest local goods. Fresh from the produce stock.
Ride with Chicago PD, weekdays at noon on My 47.4.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football. It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
This fall, start Saturday strong on Fox.
Wow! Touchdown!
Every Saturday at 11. Get started with the all-new Big Noon Kickoff pregame show.
Unbelievable! It's about to start!
Followed by the Big Noon Saturday Game of the Week.
Touchdown!
Start Saturday strong. Start Saturday on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I will be tomorrow for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Well, because one of our core philosophies is that you don't just get given a starting position, you have to earn everything you get around here, and he hasn't done that. And I think that the hard thing for everybody to realize is that he's coming off the heels of Dwayne Haskins, and so I think a lot of people think, well, Dwayne, went from 0 to 60 so fast, and he just kind of jumped into the Heisman Trophy race, and that all happened. Well, that was a very different scenario than Justin Fields. And so Justin hasn't won the job yet. I mean, that's the first step in all this. And I know everybody wants to get way ahead of themselves and start talking about Heisman, but how about winning the starting quarterback job first? Because you can't win the job when you're still learning the offense. And so, he learned the offense in the spring. He's got to, he's got a step ahead of Gunnar because Gunnar just got here. He didn't even go through the spring. And so that room is really, really green, and Chris Chuganoff's going to be in there. He's going to be competing and fighting, for playing time there. So, and Mike Yursich, is new to our staff as well. So that whole room is literally the first step of the progression.
It is a new year and a new day in Columbus, Ohio, and Lindsey Huddleston, regardless of all the hype about Justin Fields and Ryan Day, what's the psychology going in as you have a new coach coming in to replace what Urban Meyer's done?
Yeah, I think that's difficult because you have Ryan Day who definitely wants to establish his own culture. It's important. But you also benefit from the culture of success. So you have to kind of walk a fine line, I think, in embracing the culture that got you here, but also establishing your identity. Because the worst thing for any organization is this is how we used to do it. And you want to be careful not to get caught in that. So I think if he takes that approach, he'll have the success that they expect him to have.
Tom Crawford, you have seen Ohio State at its best, beating Michigan 16 times in the last 18 years.
Coming up with those metrics.
Just the facts, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but the facts. But I want to take a look at the top defenses in the nation. There you see Michigan State and Alabama 6 times since 2011. They have finished in the top 10. Then Clemson, Michigan right there, Wisconsin, and Florida. But what I find unusual, we keep hearing Doug Warren say defense wins championships. That's been the case for almost all of these teams. Michigan has had the defense. They don't have the championships. Ohio State not on this list. and they've got a bunch of trophies.
Well, there's three situations, three critical games that they wouldn't have any trophies. It was just a tight spot here and there. I mean, and I'm not talking just about beating Michigan, but beating Penn State a couple years ago. I mean, Ohio State's defense is pathetic. That thing, you remember the Rutgers game? It was Swiss cheese.
They gave up 50 to Maryland last year.
And they better ratchet that defense up because that offensive line lost 4 offensive linemen. If they don't churn the ball, they're in big trouble. That's why I think Michigan's going to win the Big Ten championship. Ohio State is slipping this year. They're going to go down. It's not like Michigan's going to go up. Ohio State's going down.
Down to the pack.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This is the year, and maybe he'll turn it around from that point forward. As far as winning a Big Ten title, Ohio State will not win a Big Ten title this year.
If Ohio State does win this year with all of the newness there, Ryan Day, the coach of the year. It'd have to be, right?
And I'm leaving town. That too.
Dale Beard, I want to take a look at the openers for Big Ten teams. 14 of them, beginning with Minnesota on a Thursday night, hosting South Dakota State. And then we have 4 games, including Tulsa at Michigan State on Friday, August 30th. And then you've got a boatload of games coming in on Saturday, including Middle Tennessee at Michigan. That is a Saturday night game at the Big House. As you look at these, which Big Ten teams are in jeopardy? And could you see a possibility where the Big Ten would run the slate, go 14-0?
Wow. It's it's really hard to say because when you are underdog, you never know what happens. Yeah. So I would say that I'm going with half. Because
you think they could have that many losses, huh?
They possibly could. Okay. They possibly could.
Lindsay, what do you think? Are there any games up there that look troublesome to you for Big Ten teams?
I think nowadays any game can be troublesome. You don't expect it. It's the team that you least expect going in, maybe a smaller team. But any given day, a team can upset you. So you got to stay focused the entire time.
How about that Northwestern at Stanford? That's a possibility.
That would be that's a road game too.
Yeah, road game. Just throw the road game element in. That's always a potential disaster.
What about Wisconsin at South Florida?
Ooh.
Maybe that's a little bit dicey.
All that athleticism down
new
there.
quarterback for Wisconsin.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Yeah. And then you think Purdue going on the road, changing time zones. Nevada's been waiting for that game.
That could be another one.
I think that's a validation game.
Yeah. So there's some possibilities there, Dale, that you could have some upsets.
Think the Big Ten would settle for 13-1, 12-2? What would be good, Tom?
I think they'll be disappointed if they're not 14-0.
Wow.
That's high standards for the Big Ten this year, and you don't want to lose a non-conference game in week number 1.
They want to send Jim Delaney out right? They want him to feel good this last time around. All right, we will be back. We're going to take a look at the national scene, Alabama, Clemson, and some teams that haven't been in the polls forever. We'll be right back.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
For the best prices and most knowledgeable staff, shop at H2O Hydroponics.
Dry ice pellets, 50 cents per pound.
Beverage grade CO2, price right for you.
And we have 24 and 100-pound butane tanks in stock.
Remember, if you're going to grow, go H2O.
When water won't go down, we're the best in town. Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning has all the tools and experience to fix your drain problem. Serving Lansing since 1950, Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning provides quality service at a reasonable price. If it carries water away, we can fix it. Call Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning and tell your drain problems goodbye.
I'm Tara with the Holt and Diamonddale Insurance Agency, and we understand that you depend on your farm equipment to keep your farm running smoothly. Auto Owners Insurance provides flexible coverage and broad protection for all your farm equipment. Call me today for your farm insurance review.
For the best prices and the largest inventory, shop at H2O Hydroponics.
Complete commercial and recreational lighting systems.
Single and mini split air conditioners in stock.
For the best selection of growing media and nutrients, see us today.
Remember, if you're going to grow, go H2O.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Paving the Way segment, brought to you by our friends at McKerney Asphalt. For the best in residential and commercial paving, for quality workmanship at a fair price, call 517-484-3188, as I did late last summer.
Sort of the goals of what we want to try to accomplish is discipline, accountability, putting the team first. Those are things that I've talked about in the past that I think are very, very important. But I also think, especially for experienced players and young players for different reasons, it's really important that they're able to focus on what they control today.
Well, first of all, he's grown physically. He's 220. He's strong. He's lean. He looks great. So he's physically grown. And then he's just so much more of a mature man and player than he was this time last year. You know, as a guy coming out of high school, just trying to get in line and earn his stripes, if you will. He's played 15 games of college football and he's had a full off season, and now he's become a great leader. He's really taken those reins and asserted himself that way. So he's grown immensely, and now it's time to get back on the field and continue that growth, physically as a player.
There you see Bama's Nick Saban and Clemson's Dabo Swinney talking about schedule and quarterbacks. Tom, must be nice to go out there and know you have one of those two quarterbacks.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you can't win 11 games with the schedule you saw there for Bama,
it's
I'm
ridiculous.
going through that schedule.
Wow. It's ridiculous.
You got 9 or 10 guaranteed W's.
But there's some potholes there, I think.
There are a few potholes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two big ones.
Yeah.
A&M and Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to lose them both.
You do?
Yes.
Well, Alabama today had a serious injury to a 5-star running back. And you know what Nick Saban says? Next.
Yeah, that's true.
Just waves them in, and that's what it is all about. Dale, it must be nice to know that your second team can beat anybody else's starters.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you
kind of like the old Everett team, right?
Well, when you can get a type of teams, players like that, yeah, you feel confident about yourself. So when you have a guy go down, and you say, hey, I got a second guy here that can just probably start anywhere else in the country,
or a third guy,
or a third guy, yeah. Right? So you got to feel good about it.
So what's the biggest worry right now in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Clemson, South Carolina? What are they concerned about?
Probably what the score is going to be. Try to keep the score low. I think in sports, if you kind of keep your rhythm, keep what you plan to do, that helps a whole lot. Yeah. So I think those teams are just going to try to say, hey, we're not going to let these teams score a bunch of points.
Tom, you said that we will not have Bama Clemson in the national championship game.
No, because Bama's not in there.
Somebody's got to move out to make room for Michigan. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's the part of the whole motivation when I came up with that theory.
All right, Lindsay, I want to take another look at teams at the opposite end of the spectrum. We're talking about teams that not only haven't been to the playoff, haven't won a championship, they haven't even been ranked. And these are the Power 5 conference teams with the longest active poll droughts. This is a period of time since the last time we saw them in the AP poll. Notice anything about the first 4 teams on that list?
Yeah, a little Big Ten heavy right there, top heavy indeed. You see that the Michigan States, the Wisconsins and the Michigans take all that great talent probably, and those other teams, they just have to offer them the opportunity to play in the Big Ten, to be able to play for an opportunity to go to professional level and whatnot. But yeah, you see the stepchildren of the Big Ten right there. You can hope they can get some positive things to happen for them in the future.
So you're PJ Fleck or Tom Allen. How do you convince your guys that they can win and will win when they haven't been ranked? They haven't been to a Rose Bowl in over a half century.
Well, somehow PJ Fleck knows how to inspire people, and they can get them to get excited about this moment right now. But on the other hand, with Indiana, it's probably more difficult to do if you don't have that exciting type of personality that you can try to associate with. But you can hope Minnesota, with all the capital improvements they're making to the program, the energy of a coach like Fleck, you can hope they can make something happen. Maybe Indiana follow suit.
31 years since Indiana has been ranked. They've got assistant coaches younger than that.
Oh yeah, that's a pathetic program for football. I mean, and the students just hang out in the parking lot to tailgate, pretty much. That's all they do.
Tom, I want to take a quick look at the first coaches poll for 2019. Give me a team on this board that is dramatically overrated, and give me one from outside the top 10 that could make the playoff.
For reasons already cited, I'm going to give the team that's overrated. That's the number 5 team, Ohio State.
Okay.
Okay, that's obvious. I want to focus more on the team that is going to come out of the Pac. That's Utah.
Okay.
Utah's going to win the Pac-12. They got, and this is Zach Morris as quarterback, pretty good quarterback. He's a floaty type. He's short.
Sure.
And they got a great defense. So I think, and they're in an easy league. So I think they could get out of there and sneak in.
The Pac-12 hasn't been there in a while. Maybe if they have a team run the table, they will get into the playoffs.
They do.
We'll be right back. Doug Warren, our Lions historian, is going to join us. Our Law of the Jungle segment. We're going to talk about the Lions. 31-3 lost to the Pats. Up next.
Hut, hike! Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
At Coyote, we know that when the weekend rolls around, you have two choices: kick up your feet or kick up some dirt. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Visit Michigan Iron and Equipment in Morris, your local Coyote dealer.
Welcome everyone to the epicenter. Come on in. The role of the modern day church is absolutely critical because it fills a void in our community that no other institution can. No matter what your issues or questions in life, I want you to email me at thelovedoctor517@gmail.com and you'll get your answers during our Love Doctor Bounce Back TV segments. I'll see you soon.
Don't miss Daily Mail, weeknights at 6 on My 47.4.
Hey guys, Tori said that you could use my help. I don't know how you pulled this off. Cast? Let's do this. It's actually kind of nice to be back.
Come on, everybody, it's showtime!
Coworkers can breed anger and resentment. There's going to be more drama off camera than on. Are you prepared for that? I do what I can.
90210, all new Wednesday on Fox.
For 105 years, the Graff family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale,
and you're getting the presents.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Blazer just $249 per month, and Equinox just $192 per month, or get a Silverado Crew Cab just $252 per month.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale going on at every Graff dealership. Dad, where the heck am I?
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Forest Acres Golf Courses and Golf MSU. with a wide variety of challenges on the East and West layouts, a terrific 12-month practice facility, and a pro shop with something for every Spartan, Acres is always a grade A facility. Go to golf.msu.edu for great specials after the All-City Championship at Acres West.
That was Brian Flores, who moved on to Miami as their head coach. Savage with time, throws caught across the 40-yard line, out of bounds. Poyer from the shotgun, looking at the end zone, caught, touchdown, New England. Real stuff. Poyer looking at the end zone, caught, touchdown, New England. Now in the final 2 minutes of each half and overtime, can challenge a potential pass interference. Intercepted. Jarrett Stidham from the shotgun, throws, touchdown. So it's 3rd and 13 for Fales. Steps up looking for a receiver, and it's caught by Kennedy across midfield. Flag goes down. Would help a player. Yep. Depends on a lot of quickness. Here comes Traylor again. Avoids one tackle, gets inside the 15-yard. Here comes Fales. As his protection breaks down. Try about a 37-yarder.
Some nice work there by our producer, Chuck Daniel, finding 4 productive plays for the Detroit Lions.
That was it. That was the complete package right there.
Also saw a couple touchdown passes from Brian Hoyer, but very happy to be joined by our Lions historian, Doug Warren. And Doug, I know it's only the preseason. We cannot say that often enough. I remember when the Lions were 4-0 early and then went 0-16. But what was the biggest concern with the 31-3 drubbing by the New England Patriots in preseason game number 1?
Well, where do you start? I mean, the biggest thing to me is, just like last preseason, this team looks incompetent. Like they can't do anything right. These are supposed to be professional football, and they look like they've never played football before. And yeah, they're playing the defending champions, but they also had 3 consecutive days of practice against this team leading up to this game. You give up 9 sacks. I don't give a damn if you're in Pee Wee football. You can't do that. And you could say that Tom Savage, he started out well, but he got a concussion. He's out of the game. David Fales, he's going to fail to make the roster. They've already signed another quarterback. I think they saw enough out of him the other night. This team, the main thing is, Jack, they just look incompetent. Like they don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah. And in year 2 with Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, that's a concern to me. I don't care if it's preseason. Look like you belong on the field, and they did not the other night.
And I think that's what we saw last year. It wasn't just that games were lost. It's that they looked lost much of the time. And we thought the offensive line was an area of concern, despite the fact they drafted and tried to get people in free agency previously. Heading into free agency in the draft this year, that was an area of concern. It probably looked like it again Thursday.
Yeah, it did, and they signed a couple of guys who have NFL experience, but Uday Abushe looked terrible. And some Lions fans on Twitter and elsewhere, other people were trying to rationalize what they did. They said Belichick didn't want to lose another game. They were throwing blitz packages at the Lions that are unusual for preseason. Look, you're a professional football team. Look professional, and they didn't look professional at all. Offensively or defensively. They didn't cross midfield offensively till midway through the 4th quarter. As I said, they gave up 9 sacks. They had minus 11 yards passing at the end of the 3rd quarter. It's just, there's no reason why an NFL team should look this bad in preseason game 1.
So should Lions fans be concerned, worried, or grief-stricken?
Yeah, be concerned. Look, they looked bad last year. They finished 6-10. This is what I'm talking about. If this team looks this incompetent throughout the preseason, and they finish 6-10 again, and maybe start out 1-3 in September with that tough schedule, the hot seat is going to get real hot for Matt Patricia, and it's not going to be good. I don't know if Martha Ford's going to survive this season with the way this team looks right now. She might get the pink slips out before the end of the year if this continues.
Once again, we're going to say we know it's early, but how much better than 6-10 can this team be, given some of the deficiencies we pointed out?
The one thing that you can take from the other night is that they didn't play a lot of the starters. A lot of the defensive players didn't play. Matthew Stafford didn't play at all. So there's some hope there that once you get the starters, if they all remain healthy, you might have some continuity going forward into the season. But with games against the Eagles and the Chargers in the first month of the season. They're going to have some big tests early against some tough teams. We'll find out just how good this Lions team is, I think, by early October, whether this team has playoff aspirations or not.
You know, one of the things that we always hear, guys, when a team is struggling early is, well, it's a complex system. And what Matt Patricia demands, when we say that with John Beeline, then you see the improvement.
Yeah.
Doug, are we going to see improvement through the course of this year?
We better. If we don't, you're going to have another head coach again, maybe as soon as next season.
2-and-out plan. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, my.
The end of
I've seen that
Patriots
before.
West. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about our Take It to the Bank segment coming up, and Antonio Brown up next here on Press Pass.
Trey here with Southside Auto Sales, presenting Real Talk with real customers.
Hey, my name is Tandy and I bought my ride at Southside.
My name is Bonnie. I got 2 rides at Southside.
My name's Madison and I just got my new ride at Southside. Now I'm in a commercial.
I'm Aaron with Southside Auto Sales. If you're in the market for a quality used ride that costs less than $10,000, let Trey and I help you get your new ride at Southside.
I'm 72. When a man gets my age, he worries about his future care. Who's going to provide for me and take care of my bills?
Call Crenshaw Peterson today. We protect you, your family, and your wallet.
At Lansing's 1-800-GOT-JUNK, we can remove items from anywhere in your home or business.
Like attics and basements
Or backyards.
even crawl spaces.
Don't lift a finger. Call us today. We'll be there today.
Lansing's 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. Dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
One-on-one because the safety's going to cheat again.
Roethlisberger goes the other way to the end zone. It is caught. 2nd and 4. Quickly gets it out, and there goes A.B.
Nasty, tough football.
Who they are, 2nd and 4. Ben dancing, waiting, throwing, and the catch is made. Roethlisberger, end zone, touchdown Steelers, Antonio Brown. Ben and Brown connect.
It is amazing how far Antonio Brown has come from his days as a walk-on at Central Michigan, coming up from Florida, was a high school quarterback.
Couldn't get into Florida State, didn't make it academically.
No. Comes up and now arguably the best receiver in the NFL. You could get a pretty good debate going on that, but nonetheless, finally the Steelers said, we have had enough of this. Mike Tomlin said, can't take it anymore. Send him to Oakland for a bag of balls. We don't care. As Peter King said this week, that Antonio Brown's immaturity has surfaced again, And he is the only player in the NFL who's insisting on wearing a helmet, which has not been sanctioned, not just by the league, but by the Players Association for the protection. He wants to do things his own way. Tom, what's up with AB?
Well, I don't even, I think he's just, I don't even think he really cares about that. It's a principle thing. It's a power thing. I mean, this is a guy who survived all those hurdles. You know, he got in the league and he's just been terrific. And now maybe it's gone to his head. And sometimes I think maybe you get hit in the head too many times. You don't think straight. Maybe you're not making good decisions. I don't. That might even be part of the residual, reason this is all happening. I don't know. It's really a strange situation.
Look at those numbers, gentlemen. Wow. We're talking about since 2013. That's 6 straight years with at least 1,000 grabs. And he's not catching dinks. I mean, he's going down the field with them.
He makes big plays.
And double-digit touchdowns in 4 of those 5 seasons. Dale Beard, you're in a situation now, you're John Gruden. How do you get Antonio Brown to be a team player at least a little bit?
Ooh, good question, but he has to, he's going to have to do right this time. The lead itself doesn't a lot of times care how good you are or how great you are. They will find a way to put you in the cellar. So hopefully Gruden can do that and get him back on track.
Yeah, well, certainly we know the Raiders need it. They're counting on him. Mm-hmm. Lindsey, this is your specialty, but how far should a coach go to placate a player and maybe destroy some of the other structure that they're trying to build?
I never will be an advocate for destroying the structure that's built. That's most important. However, a player like Antonio Brown is a diva, a difficult person to deal with, but we just marvel at his statistics, at his numbers, and he knows what he's able to put out there. So I would tell Coach Gruden, sitting to your left, send the jet out. Let me come out and spend some time with him. Let's talk about what's important to you. And like Tom said, he's principled. He has his own set of principles, but if teams can not be so arrogant in dealing with some of these players and try to meet them where they are to get an understanding, they're both feeling each other right now. They're going to put up with it because he can give them a lot.
Does he really believe that he can only play with this one helmet? This helmet is like Superman's cape.
With him having the issue with his feet right now, he needs a win. And it may be a moral victory for him. And I think the organization needs to understand that part and try to meet him halfway. It may not play out to the best for them in the media, but Antonio Brown wants to be there. He wants to feel successful. So you need to give him what he needs.
Does Antonio Brown catch 100 passes again from Derek Carr, Tom?
I say yes.
I think he does too. Talent prevails. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment. Our weekly awards from Culver's up next.
For 105 years, the Graff family of dealerships has been selling cars and making friends.
Why am I on this wall? I'm not history. I'm still selling cars.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale,
and you're getting the present.
We're making 2019's history with below GMS on a new Trax, just $148 per month, and Equinox, just $192 per month, or get a Silverado Crew Cab, just $252 per month.
It's the Graff Anniversary Sale going on at every Graff dealership. Dad, where the heck am I?
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, only on Fox 47 News.
I'm Chaz from the Holt Diamonddale Insurance Agency, proud partner with Auto Owners Insurance to protect your professional office. Attorneys, CPAs, physicians, dentists, optometrists, we've got you covered. Call us today for a review of your policy.
When water won't go down, we're the best in town. Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning has all the tools and experience to fix your drain problem. Serving Lansing since 1950, Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning provides quality service at a reasonable price. If it carries water away, we can fix it. Call Veteran Sewer and Drain Cleaning and tell your drain problems goodbye.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by all 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
Walked a couple of times. 1-2, driven to right. Sends Bubba Starling back, still back, and that's gone! First major league homer for Travis Demerit. 2-1, driven to right. Back goes Starling, gone! Mercer did it!
Jordy Mercer walks it off.
To left for Castro. That'll work.
Courtesy of our friend Fred Thompson, this is the Tigers' first back-to-back wins since May. They did not have back-to-back wins in June, didn't have back-to-back wins in July, and here we are into the second week in August. Okay. And doesn't it sound like Matt Shepard is surprised whenever any of these calls go on? What's going on? All right, Team 307, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Dale Beard, let's start with you and our play of the week. What would it be?
Ooh, well, the play of the week has
Favorite
to be,
play of the week?
Well, I don't know if this is a play of the week, but the Tigers winning 2 in a row. So that would
That's
probably
a long
be my
play,
play
right?
of the week.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll go off on a big run here. What it does look like
they're
is
pathetic. They're just bad.
They're still in great position to get the #1 pick. That's the thing. They could roll out 4 wins in a row. It wouldn't matter. They're still going to get a very high draft choice. Okay. Yeah. What about our game of the week, Lindsey?
Game of the week. I want to be the eternal optimist right here and go out on a limb and say the Lions versus the Patriots for the game of the week. And let me tell you guys why. I have a feeling that the resurgence that's happening in Detroit, in the inner city, that's carrying over hopefully to our team soon, we're going to look back at this game and say, would you believe the Lions had the season they had after this first preseason game? So I'm going to go out and say this game of the week is going to be indicative of how their season is going to change going forward.
What's he drinking over there?
The eternal optimist.
Some of this water?
Come on. We'll go back and check the tape soon. Let's go back and check it. We'll see.
I thought you must be president of the Brian Hoyer fan club.
No.
That would be the game of the week.
No.
No. All right, Tom, what about our team of the week?
I'm going to go with teams of the week. 540 high school teams start practice on Monday. Excellent. And what's really cool about this is they start Labor Day weekend. So most of these high schools are back in school before their first game. And I think that's important, as opposed to having 2 games before you even go to school.
Yeah,
so I like the new setup. It's because of the calendar. Thanksgiving is late, so they're starting 1 week later than normal. So that's cool. They start tomorrow, 2 days. Actually, they'll probably start in another few minutes here. Some high schools will start at midnight, right?
I want to give a shout out to Team of the Week, if you want to count last Sunday. And that was Team 306, led by Tom Crawford. And he had Doug Warren and Rico Beard and Lindsey. That was unbelievable. And I get a little protective of this show sometimes, but I'm sitting there in Beijing.
You make it easy.
Yes.
So, just don't screw it up.
Right. Our player of the week, and keeping with that theme, guy who isn't actively competing anymore, although he certainly could at age 33, and a guy who's going to be a competitor. Today turns 22 months old today. But in Beijing, there you see my son, who was a fantastic tour guide. So proud of him. This is baby beast mode now. He had a little assist on the dunk, and he's hanging onto the rim. And there he is after his first haircut. So, Rico said, you sure are proud of those kids.
Yeah, high wire rack.
What can I say? It's true. I want to thank Tom Crawford, Crawford Podcasting Network, right? And also
Wolverine.com.
Wolverine.com. Let's not forget that. Dale Beard, thanks so much. Appreciate all you do and all you did with Earl Celebration of Life. And Lindsey Huddleston, and Lindsey's going to be with us all season for Michigan State now. I'm very excited about that. And he'll be back with us on Thursday on The Drive with Jack Ebling every Thursday afternoon. Want to thank you all for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.